Hi folks, Michael Bainbrook here with more Ticket to Rome. Today we're in the small Spanish town of Beget. The town is going to be empty, and that's for several reasons. One, it's the middle of March. Two, there's been a lot of inclement weather. And probably the main reason is the lockdown of the entire country. But we made it here anyway, and we're going to see what we can see. Thanks for joining us. In this edition of Ticket to Rome, we're headed to Spain. We'll land at the Barcelona airport, and after passing through immigration and customs, we'll rent a car and drive up to our home base, Cadaqués. We'll see the towns of Rupert and Besalú, but today we're in Beget. We'll drive through the countryside, pass over a summit, and arrive in Beget. We'll marvel at the old town church, take in the town square, also known as a plaza. Then we'll wander the streets, and before leaving, take notes on some of the hiking trails in the area. The drive to Beget is so enchanting, you'll have trouble keeping your eyes on the road. But you'd better. The road is narrow and windy. In fact, the road is so narrow that half the time they didn't bother putting the dotted line down the center. There's several neat things to see on the way, including old bridges and abandoned farmhouses. This is the Beget River, and as we'll see later, it passes right through the town of Beget. And there's our town right there. There's plenty of parking at the town entrance. Take a second to read this informative sign, and then start your exploring. Famous for its Romanesque style architecture, the town church, San Cristofol de Beget, was built in the 12th century. Inside is a 14th century altarpiece made of solid alabaster. It was declared a national monument in 1931. The people of Beget managed to save it from destruction during the Spanish Civil War, when in the late 30s, Francisco Franco and his armies managed to oust the democratically elected Republic of Spain. If you like to hike, you'll be glad to hear that there are several hiking trails that lead from Beget. Convenient signage lists the town or item of interest, the distance, and the time it will take to hike there. You'd have to stay several days to try them all. Hey, that's not a bad idea, come to think of it. Who wouldn't love to take off down one of these callecitas on a sunny day? Plaza Mayor is Beget's one and only town square. But with its sandy surface and trees sprouting from the center, It reminds me more of a sandbox than a village piazza. In Beget, winding cobblestone lanes are lined by picturesque stone houses with wood balconies. Evidence suggests that the town of Beget was founded around 1000 AD. There are only a couple hundred people living in Beget, less in the winter, more in the summer. In its heyday of the 1800s, Beget had almost 1,300 inhabitants. Believe it or not, that number had dropped to just 27 by 2005. Because of the town's rural setting, Beget was isolated from the rest of the world until when, in the 1980s, an asphalt road was built over the mountain. Due to the nationwide COVID-19 lockdown, we won't get to try any great cafes today. In fact, we won't see any potters, we won't see any artists. No craftsmen of any kind. Beget is closed. So let's just look at the sights of the village of Beget. On the way back to Cadaqués, our home base, which was situated on the Mediterranean, we decided to take a detour and hike to an old stone church, Iglesia de San Mateo de Villadimirs. I took a minute to take a picture of this goat farm, and then we were back on the trail. And there it is, an old stone beauty. Here, a patch of bright green moss makes itself at home in the cracks. There are hikes like this all over Spain, to churches, ruins, and lighthouses. To see more of this, check out my video on 9 hikes in the Pyrenees. Churches are easily marked on Google, including the dirt road that will get you there. So don't neglect to fit in some awesome hikes when you come to Spain. Iglesia de Villadimirs was charming, and Beget was delightful. What a great day. Well, I think we saw a total of 3 people today, as the shutdown is really keeping the town of Beget quiet. But we can see from roaming around that it's a great little town, and I'd love to come back here sometime when it's more open. So from Beget, Spain, I'm Michael Bainbrook with Ticket to Rome. See you at the next stop.